Hello and welcome to Nintendo Pals Podcast episode 85. Tonight, we decorate some eggs for Easter. We're going to do that while podcasting. So we'll be talking Nintendo news, games we're playing, rumors, and more. Greetings, fellow Nintendo pals. I am Andros, one of the hosts of this amazing show, the Nintendo Pals Podcast, and I am joined by the other host, Micah.
Yep.
No fancy intro this week, just you're the other host. And tonight, we're decorating eggs. We like to do these wacky episodes every once in a while where we do something while we podcast. We've carved pumpkins, we've baked cakes, we've made gingerbread houses. It seems like it's a holiday thing at this point. And you know, what better thing to do for the time of year than to decorate some eggs? And this idea was suggested by the amazing community member, LPD. So thank you, LPD, for the idea and suggestion. If you have suggestions for this kind of wacky stuff, let us know. You can hit us up on Discord or on our many social media platforms. Links to all that stuff's in the description. But this, for those that are new here, is the Nintendo Pals Podcast. We do a video version of the episode, so if you want to watch these weird podcast challenges that we do, you can do that over on Spotify and on YouTube, where both have the option to watch videos. YouTube is a video platform. Spotify has the option. You can listen to it or watch it, and it's awesome. But Micah, you know, I guess explaining the show, that was what I was doing. So for those that are new here, this is the Nintendo Pals Podcast, where each and every week we talk about games we're playing, the latest Nintendo news, maybe dabble a little bit in the rumor mill, and we cover community-submitted questions and topics, as well as a topic of our own that we bring to the table each and every week. And this week is going to be very on theme. We're talking eggs. So strap in for this journey as we start our egg decorating. I've got my kit here. Micah, you got your homemade kit.
Yeah, I got a bunch of acrylic paints.
So Micah didn't quite... My memo was not very clear to Micah on what we were doing tonight. And so he very last minute went to look for egg coloring equipment, and it was all sold out.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that your memo wasn't clear. I just forgot.
Oh, okay.
Entirely.
I thought maybe you just didn't read the full message or something, and I was like,
I was like, and then you mentioned the egg stuff. I was like, oh yeah, we are doing that. When are we doing that? Oh, today. And then I realized Easter's 2 days away.
This weekend.
Yeah.
That is right. We record our episodes Friday evenings, and they go live on podcast listening platforms Monday. So if you're listening to this, I hope your Easter was fantastic. If you're watching with us live, I hope it's going to be fantastic. And if you don't celebrate Easter, well, I hope you got some sweet deals on Easter candy that goes on discount the week after, because that's the best.
If you don't celebrate Easter, there's always something to celebrate.
Get those
holidays.
those Cadbury chocolate eggs here in the States. You know, Cadbury chocolate is totally, it's year round in Europe and other countries around the world. We only have it for Easter, essentially, which is very weird. Why? Maybe it sells really well because they have it on this holiday hype cycle.
It probably does, and they don't have to worry about getting it the rest of the year or something. I don't know why companies do what they do. Why sometimes, on very rare occasions, about 1 in 1,000 chance, you can find apple soda at Walmart, and it is actually delicious.
Apple soda. I
Oh, yeah.
can't say I've tried apple soda.
I mean, it doesn't particularly actually taste like apple, but I think it might be the most accurate tasting fruit soda.
Really? Oh, that sounds pretty good. I do like me some apple juice. And
But I've only seen it at Walmart twice in the last like 3 years.
I'm a big fan of the fruity sodas. I
Yeah.
always gravitate towards a nice strawberry soda. That's those are good. Even though it tastes nothing like strawberries, but
Yeah.
it's just good. So for my egg coloring, I've got a kit here with several cups. I'm gonna move my eggs to the side. I've got a dozen. You also have a dozen ish.
I have 8.
Oh,
Kind of 7.
you lost a couple in the boiling process, right?
Yeah. The very first egg burned my hand a little bit and then dropped it, and it fell too far and broke inside the pot.
And then when it cooks in there, then you have this like weird egg
The
growth
weird-
coming
yeah,
out. Yeah,
like-
yeah. That's always so weird how
I
that
thought about
happens.
trying to make it in some sort of blooper or something, but it fell apart at the end.
Oh, that would have been smart. So you actually have a plan for making.
No, I mean, that
Cool
was my one planned egg, but it didn't
looking
work out.
eggs. Wait, okay, wait a second. These instructions here, I have a couple that say water only, but the cups have a measuring line for vinegar.
Does it say vinegar on it? Or is
It
that just
does.
the water level?
It says there's a line that says fill vinegar here and then fill water for the rest.
Some
It's fancy.
some using of the old products and things sounds like.
It's
had to
it's
get rid of.
probably just like saving on the printing process, so they don't have to like make another machine to print just water lines. They have vinegar
Yeah.
line only. Okay, well let's see how this works. I don't even know what colors these are. I've got. So it says on the instructions, place one color tablet into each cup, then add 1 to 2 tablespoons of vinegar to dissolve the tablet. Pink and purple dye tablets do not require vinegar to dissolve. Just add room temperature water instead.
Forgot to shake these before opening them.
I didn't bring measuring cups over here. I'm just going to be eyeballing it. Luckily, they have the measuring things in there. So yeah, let's try that. And what's your coloring process? I cut you off partway through. You were explaining how you're coloring.
I take this paintbrush and I dip it in this paint, and I brush it on the egg.
And then you're gonna paint that egg.
That's about it.
Excellent. I feel like that's a more grounded approach than this modern egg crafting with vinegar that you do. Like who does that? You know, Micah's returning to the roots of egg coloring.
It's not that I didn't have time to get that sort of stuff. It's I just wanted to be authentic. With egg painting.
Wanted to really get authentic with it. That makes sense. Which one of these is purple and which one of these is red? Do you see the color difference here?
The one on my left looks orange.
Orangish?
Or maybe pink. But the other one looks more pink, so...
Okay. Now we're going to pour in some vinegar.
They just give you
and
these,
while
like,
we do that,
paint
Micah,
tablets? I guess dye tablets?
Yeah, so you put...
So convenient.
You put vinegar in these, and then it, like, dissolves into colory water, and then you'll put the eggs into this. You haven't... It's been a while since you've dyed eggs, huh?
It's been quite a while.
Well, I got children, so I've been dyeing eggs for a while, and I've always been a child, so I've dyed eggs forever. But
yeah, I got my one soaking in paint water, but it does not seem to be working well at all.
I'm curious to see if that will yield results. Well, Micah, speaking of results, you want to hear something pretty awesome and exciting? We are now at 99 5-star reviews across all reviewing platforms. That is right. Totaled between Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, Spotify, and Audible, we've hit 99 5-star reviews. And that is thanks to everybody who's left us reviews. And in this last week, we got 4 new 5-star reviews. 4 of them. It's insane. Thank you all so much for leaving us reviews. It means the world to us, and we're going to shout you all out right now. So we got one new review on Apple, and it is from Red Sus Impasta, and it reads, the title is Great Podcast. Listen to you guys every week. Love each one. You guys are great. Hey, thank you, Red Sus Impasta. That's Impasta, not imposter. Which great username, by the way. Fantastic username.
I love pasta more than life itself at times, so I can definitely appreciate a good pasta username.
Red Sus Impasta. So what does Sus Impasta look like? It's like. And I don't know if that's still good. You know, it's like the pasta. It's in the back of the fridge. It's been there.
You don't know how long it's been there.
Yeah.
You make a new pasta and you're putting that in the fridge, and then you see some pasta already in there.
Nice. Well, do you have these pulled up? I have the rest of them on Podchaser. If I can read the next one while you get them pulled up.
Approximately a second.
Okay, I'll read the next one here. This one comes from Barely, a gaming podcast, or the username is actually Barely AGP. Check out their show. Awesome show. It's done by our good friends Eli, Nick, Morgan, and Gwen. They are Eli, Micah, and I all went to college together, and so yeah, it was a good time. He's great podcast, great show, and it reads, it's a 5-star review. What if he left us not a 5-star review? I would have been like, what the? What? It says,
1 star.
I really love that they are pro Waluigi. He doesn't get enough love in the Nintendo universe.
I mean, we're half pro Waluigi.
Who would you rather have get something off a tall shelf? Waluigi or Toad? So for
Toad
Nintendo
for
pals, for Nintendo pals, I'm sorry. Wow. Would you listen to anything else? I love it. Love that. Thank you so much for that review. All right, Micah, you want to take the next one?
The next one on Apple?
It's on Podchaser.
Oh, on Podchaser. I opened up the wrong thing.
Oh, okay. I can give that one then. This one comes from Q Taylor Hunt 1. Monkey Thunder, as is commonly known in the Discord, and you know, the man behind the news and rumor segments of this show. No, he's one of many who very active in the Discord. So thank you so much, Monkey Thunder. He left us a 5-star review that says, Andros and Micah are two great friends that love Nintendo, and their podcast shows it. High quality, family friendly, and very enjoyable community. I'd give it more than 5 stars if I could. And you know what? I gave this cup more vinegar than I should. Oh, Monkey Thunder, thank you so much for the 5-star review. Really appreciate that. And yeah, Micah and I are great friends. Most of the time. Unless we're talking about
attacked each other like once.
Unless we're talking about certain games, which we won't mention
we're talking
here.
about Andros' absolutely terrible game opinions.
Oh, yeah, and high quality. That's nice to know that this show is considered high quality. Sometimes I question.
At least to some.
Sometimes I question. At least on a technical scale, it's pretty good. We've gotten some good microphones, a great camera setup now. I mean, things are looking good.
I mean,
Definitely.
We both had great hair a little bit ago.
Yeah.
So
now only I have great hair.
Have great hair.
I like having short hair. It fits with the brand, you know. We have my picture is on the front of the Nintendo Pals cover, and it's short.
Yeah, not gonna lie, going from long hair to short hair feels so nice.
It's so nice.
My head is so free. I can do whatever I want and not have to worry about hair flying everywhere or something.
Yep. Oh man, I'm digging it for sure.
But you can't run your hands through your hair, and that's nice too.
Okay, so I'm gonna check the instructions for what I'm supposed to do next with my eggs. Can you take the last review from
last one by Beth B?
Yeah.
1018.link.
I believe this is Maddie Beth also does her own podcast called the Gamer Girl Podcast. Go ahead and read. She
gave us 5 stars and said, "Such a great podcast. Totally recommend it to anyone looking for a fun Nintendo related podcast to listen to."
Nice.
I added the thumbs up. That's not actually in there, but it's a thumbs up to the review.
Yeah, thank you so much for the reviews. We really appreciate all these 5-star reviews, and like we say each and every week, this is helping us to conquer the world of Nintendo podcasts. So thank you to everyone who has helped us to grow. Leaving those 5-star reviews helps more people see our show, our content. By this week, as these new 5-star reviews are left up on Podchaser, we got a whole bunch of new followers on Podchaser as well. So I think it's working. Whatever we're doing, it's working. And it is 100% thanks to the Nintendo Pals community out there. So if you have not yet left us a 5-star review and you're sick of sitting on the sidelines, you want to join the conquest, hop on down to your podcast listening app and leave us a 5-star review. Really appreciate it. Seriously, it helps us a ton. All right. Hammered that nail super deep into the board that is podcastness, and we're just gonna move on to the next segment of our show. Let's talk what you're playing. Micah, what have you been playing lately?
Yeah, my what you playing is actually kind of boring. I have a confession.
Okay.
So a friend, Eli Bear, has lent me his PS4. So I've actually been playing a lot of Elden Ring.
You traitor!
I know it's blasphemous, but so yeah, I've pretty much been playing that. But I did play a little more Metroid Dread because Nintendo. Oh, and I guess I also forgot to mention last time on
because
what
Nintendo.
I was playing.
That's the reasoning. Here I am adding water with this giant pitcher to each of the cups I'm gonna be.
But I did play a little more
it's
Terror Bane.
Good thing I put.
Yeah, I feel like you didn't need quite such a huge container.
I didn't want to have to get up and get more water, so I just did it this way. This was the route. And I'll give it a little mix as well.
Played a little more Terror Bane, and
nice.
Turns out there is a little something after you reach this area's broken levels on every place. So there's something to aspire towards.
Oh, is it worth it?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, okay. Well,
it's actually a 3.5-minute clip of the developer just screaming. One go. This is one giant scream. No, but there's actually a little bit extra you can do.
Really?
And it has some real good messages and themes about it.
Oh, I'm excited.
It's very cathartic and nice. It's like therapeutic.
Now that I'm looking at how high I filled up this cup back here, if I put an egg in here, it's going to spill. It's going to overspill. Do you have... I'm sorry to go back to the eggs here, but it's going to be a thing for this whole episode. Do you have a plan for what you're doing for your eggs?
No. I have 2 eggs planned.
Okay.
And one of them isn't going to go well. Actually, I guess I technically have 3 eggs planned. 2 of them look very, very similar, though.
Mine came with this clear crayon, which you can use to prevent colors from hitting.
Oh, I see.
Oh my gosh, I broke the crayon right away. So now I have half a crayon. It's clear, so it's hard to see where I've drawn on it. I am attempting to make a Luigi egg.
You're already like starting on your eggs? I guess I could do that too. They've cooled enough that they don't burn my hands when I hold them. I don't know if paint will stay very well, though.
This is supposed to be green, I think. And then this one here is supposed to be red. That's going to be pink, but oh well. We're going to do it anyways, I guess. And I'll be making this one a Mario egg. These are going to be so bad. Oh gosh, I can see how badly I drew that M. Do you have anything else you want to highlight that you've been playing?
I think that's it. They told me to dilute this paint with water, but now that I did that, it's very watery.
Just don't accidentally drink it. You'll Be in dire straits there. Well, for me, this week I played some Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I got Master Mode. I got the DLC for Master Mode and decided to go for the Trial of the Sword, the Master Sword Trials in Master Mode. Because I never completed those back in the day when I first had the DLC.
Impossible.
It's so impossible. And a short stream ended up being like 6 hours long of me trying to beat that game. And I did not beat it. I'm going to give it another go. I feel confident I can do it now that I have looked up a guide on how to beat the room with the silver Lizalfos. They're so hard. They're just tanks.
They're impossible to kill.
That's
the farthest I've made it to like 10 times.
Yeah, they take so much to get down health-wise, and then they're so fast and so dangerous that you can't like run away because then they just heal right back up to full. That looks really good. Mike has got a Yoshi egg right off the bat.
I was like, can you tell what egg this is? It looks better from a distance. So this probably looks really good, actually. Up close, not so good looking.
I'm going to try and accomplish a similar effect, but with white circles. If that makes sense.
Going for a Yoshi egg with white circles?
Yeah. Well, just a similar effect. It'll be blue with white circles instead of white with green circles.
Trying a little color mixing here, see what color I come up with. Way too much red.
These eggs aren't quite staying under the water, unfortunately. Yeah, so then besides that, trying to think what else I played this week. I played that a lot. So in order to prep for that, I actually had to do a bunch of stuff because to activate the Trial of the Sword, you need to have 13 hearts. Is that right? I think it's 13 hearts.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
To get 13 hearts, you need to complete. That's 4 shrines per 4 spirit orbs per 1 heart container. So whatever 4 times 13 is, which should be 40, 52.
I trust you.
Yeah. I didn't have time for that. I didn't want to do that many shrines. 52 shrines? I gotta find 52 shrines and then complete 52 shrines?
I heard you're actually just a big old cheater.
Well, this was to set up for the stream, all right? And it's pretty cool. I used a glitch that lets you multiply your hearts. You go to the cursed statue in Hiteno Village and sell him or her. They sell the statue your hearts, and then buy them back or save your game, buy them back, and go to the shrine next door. Activate the apparatus while also activating your camera rune, and hold an item, and it like overloads the memory or something like that, to the point that when you load the save, your hearts are still there, but the statue still has the ones that you sold him. So you can effectively just double your life bar. So I did that a couple times, and I had maxed out hearts and stamina. There you go. It was pretty awesome. So it was basically a shortcut to getting to the Master Sword Trials. I tried at first to just take the Master Sword using the glitch where you can put a campfire next to the Master Sword. And if you position yourself just right, you'll sit at the campfire and also be able to grab the Master Sword.
Really?
And that worked.
Not heard of that one.
That worked, and I got the Master Sword early. However, when you go to the pedestal to pull the Master Sword, or to put the Master Sword back, it doesn't register that it's been taken. So even though there's no sword there, Link pulls the sword out of the pedestal, There's nothing. He's just like pulling on nothing, and he does the whole cutscene with nothing in his hand. It is hilarious. Totally worth trying out if you have Breath of the Wild. It's a pretty easy glitch to perform. I mean, if I can do it, pretty much anybody can do it. These are all really good looking. So you're just going to do a variety of Yoshi eggs.
Well, this isn't a Yoshi egg.
What is
How
that?
dare you not know what egg this is? It
the-
is a little less pink than it was supposed to be, but I tried mixing my colors to get pink. And
I know what egg that is.
Yeah, I
We're
was
gonna be
wondering if
talking about that egg. That's the
yeah.
Is that the windfish egg?
This is the windfish egg.
Okay, yeah.
An approximation of. I believe.
Yeah. Well, so that's all we've been playing this week. I am very much looking forward to the rest of the month, though, because I have 3 games coming out that I'm excited for. But we'll talk about that in the next segment of our show, and that's going to be the Nintendo news. In today's Nintendo news, we have several things to talk about. First off, Kingdom Hearts had a presentation, 20th anniversary event trailer thing. We did a live reaction to it over on our Twitch channel. You can see the live reaction to that on our YouTube channel as well. And it showed a bunch of mobile games. And when I say bunch of mobile games, it showed 2 mobile games, and then it had a big reveal. Kingdom Hearts 4.
It's actually happening.
The Lost Master Saga.
Or we can all thank Super Smash Bros. For that.
Yeah. It's all thanks to Super Smash Bros. Why are we talking about this? It's not confirmed or denied to be coming to Nintendo, but with the rest of the series all being on Nintendo in cloud form/versions, I don't know. I like Kingdom Hearts, even though I don't have a system to play it natively on. Is it on PC? I guess I could play it on there.
Well, yeah, with them like adding everything to like all the other games to Switch in some capacity, it seems like it's in preparation for the 4th one. But
yeah, why not
have to get it there?
Like, why not have a cloud version of it though? If they've already done that for the other ones, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what they're going to do? I hope they don't do that. I hope we just get native versions of everything.
Yeah, maybe.
But it looked very intense graphically, so I don't know.
Yep, and he definitely goes a little Spider-Man.
He does. Yeah, that was it was a cool looking trailer.
Yeah.
Something that I did not notice in the trailer, but noticed after looking back, his shoes. They took away his big shoes. He had big Mickey Mouse feet in all the other games.
I didn't pay attention. What do his feet look like now?
Just regular people-sized feet.
He's wearing maybe his feet were normal the entire time. He just had those huge shoes on.
He's wearing some regular. Yeah, maybe he's wearing some regular looking shoes. Or here's another theory I've got here. In the games, when he goes to other worlds, they will take the form of things that are there. So if he goes to Lion King, for example, he will become a lion cub. Donald Duck will become, I believe, an actual duck. I don't remember what Goofy becomes, but they all become animals. And in the Little Mermaid land, he becomes a mermaid. So maybe because he is in the
regular
modern
world?
regular people world, he has regular people feet. Maybe it's just a new form.
That's one
It's a theory. Or maybe they're finally just ditching his goofy clown-sized feet, I just thought I was never bothered by it. I thought it made sense because he's a cross character between Disney and
not Disney.
Final Fantasy. I was about to say Fire Emblem. What is wrong with me? Final Fantasy. I'm distracted by all these egg concoctions in front of me. You're going to have to drink this at the end. You're just going to drink this watery vinegar nastiness.
So yours is probably actually child-friendly-ish.
Non-toxic, But
Yeah.
hopefully, if it's
Just
going
because
on these
something's
eggs.
non-toxic doesn't mean you should drink it, though. Just want to clarify.
Yes. I totally lost my train of thought there. We were talking about Kingdom Hearts. Oh, I was never bothered by it because he's a cross between Disney characters, which like Goofy, Mickey, Donald, they all have huge feet, and Final Fantasy, and so he's got huge hair from Final Fantasy.
Exactly.
So just take the biggest feature on each franchise and put that on your main character, and boom, you got a character.
You got a crossover.
It's the ultimate crossover character. Yeah, so the big like rumor swirling around this, diving a little bit early into the rumor mill, is that the forest that they teased at the beginning is actually the forest moon of Endor, and Star Wars is coming, which is technically possible because Disney owns Star Wars.
Technically.
If they do that, though, I mean, people are going to go nuts. That's going to be such a cool crossover. You're like, yeah, Disney characters in Star Wars. Like, I think Star Wars fans may be a little upset.
Yeah, potentially.
But
think
Kingdom
of
Hearts
the
fans,
key saber he can get.
oh, it's a lightsaber keyblade. That's pretty cool. Oh man, yeah, I kind of hope that happens. It would be cool to see more crossovers like that. When they did Pirates of the Caribbean and Kingdom Hearts 2, I was like, this is rad. It's so different of a Disney property and gave a lot of variety to the game. It felt like where the first game had just a lot of the like classic Disney cartoons.
Now it's like Disney real people.
Yeah,
Stuff.
I mean they put Johnny Depp in it. Like, whoa, wow, okay. So it'd be cool to see. It'd be cool to see some Star Wars crossover. I don't know if that's actually what that was, but people are very, very convinced it was. I mean, we did see.
It's questionable.
We did.
It could be any number of things.
But we did see that foot of the.
We saw a foot of some. We saw something mechanical potentially.
Yeah, that looked like a rock. I think it's a great game series. I do think it gets a little bit more grief than it deserves, but at the same time, people are really intense about it. So
yeah,
I mean, I don't feel strongly
it has
either
its
way.
Fans.
Yeah, I don't feel strongly either way. I would consider myself a fan, but I've only really played a couple of the games, so. That's that. Let's move on from Kingdom Hearts. That's not really Nintendo. It's sort of Nintendo. I just, I'm still just bitter about the cloud version stuff. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Fire Emblem 3 Hopes. Speaking, when I biffed it and said Fire Emblem instead of Final Fantasy. Fire Emblem 3 Hopes Mysterious Mercenary trailer shows Byleth as a villain.
Unless you're the villain.
Depends on the perspective. This is 1000% a tease. Byleth is going to appear to be a villain fighting for some other faction, and then they're going to be a playable character. I'm calling it now. You're going to convert them to your cause or whatever, and
I'm thinking Byleth is going to be the big bad of the game.
There's no way, and you get to pick
new Ganondorf of the series.
You get to pick if it's female or male. So Fire Emblem 3 Hopes. That trailer looks interesting. I'm not interested in the warrior style games personally. I think that they are I don't know. I just can't get into the loop myself.
Yeah. I feel like they're fun, cooperative. You can just I feel like get into some kind of shenanigans when playing with another person that makes it more entertaining.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's just not for me, I guess. So, but I'm not crazy into Fire Emblem myself. I haven't really played too much Fire Emblem anything. Wow, this egg is looking good though. Nice yellow egg right here. So So if I am interested enough in the story, I will probably just watch all the cutscenes on YouTube after the game comes out. That's probably what will end up happening for me.
I'm
But
still
if you
hoping
are,
to get a Hyrule Warriors and Age of Calamity review copy at some point,
oh
so I
really?
can try them out.
Yeah.
If you're listening, Nintendo, I'm open for that.
There you have it.
It's never too late.
Well, there is a game that is up and coming though that I am personally very excited to try out. We have Bug Snacks was announced to be coming to Nintendo Switch with a big DLC update. So the announcement was there's a big DLC update. And then, by the way, this is no longer exclusive to PlayStation. It will be coming to Nintendo, Xbox, and PC.
Take that, PlayStation peeps.
PlayStation seems to do this thing where they buy these indie deals that are like exactly a year long exclusivity deal. Bugsnax was so hyped up when it came out. I remember seeing so much about how awesome it is. So I'm excited to give it a try because I didn't play it at all. I know very little to nothing about it. I did see a speed run of it, but that breaks the game beyond recognition to what is happening in the story. So yeah, I'm excited to try that one out. That's coming April 28th to Nintendo Switch. And it will be coming with the new Big Snacks DLC. And it is a separate island with big bug snacks that don't respond the same way. It's kind of Pokemon-like. You use things to capture them. But these ones will not be capturable by traditional method. I mean, they're doing the exact same thing as Pokemon Snap with the big...
Yeah, with that one level they did.
The big Pokemon. Yeah. I'm excited for Bugsnax. It comes out the day before Nintendo Switch Sports. And you know what comes out the day before that? The Stanley Parable Deluxe.
Oh.
So
that's a pretty good run of games there.
That's like 3 games that I really want to play back to back to back to back. So that week I will be busy.
I remember like nothing about it. I just remember the Stanley Parable being very funny and entertaining.
Yeah, I'm excited to try that one out. So with that, reminder that Nintendo Switch Sports drops on April 29th. And there's, in a little bit of news, Walmart is doing a pre-order bonus where you can get a Switch Sports water bottle.
Yeah, like a fancy steel one, it looked like. It was like 10 more than just the base game, though, wasn't it?
The digital version of the game is $40. Any physical version of the game is $50.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah. This is my Luigi egg. It's blue. It was supposed to be green. This dye is not actually green. So there you go. That's
prepare to have your mind blown by this bad boy Luigi egg.
Wow, that's actually pretty nice.
This actually doesn't look that green either for some reason. It's more green in person. My color thing's a little weird.
There you go.
Back to the L. It's not bad.
Let's check on our very not red Mario egg. This is as pink.
I mean, that's almost the perfect windfish color egg.
Gonna dropping dye. There you go. I've got 3 eggs done. I don't even remember what I drew on this one. Oh, here's my
going to the green.
This is my blue Yoshi egg with white dots.
Oh, that's not bad. Blue Yoshi eggs are a thing.
The circles are so clearly drawn on. You can't really see because my camera's blurry, but that's that egg. It looks nice.
You just didn't have to tell us. It looked good to us.
And then I've got a purple egg here. And now that I'm looking at this, I need to do a Waluigi egg. It's a frowny face. I have a happy face and a frowny face egg. Waluigi will be my next egg. This is fun. I like this. Forget how fun it is to color eggs.
It's certainly an activity.
That didn't work as good as I was hoping. It's certainly an activity. You're having a good time, right?
It's a dangerous time. I don't want to drop these eggs on myself.
Get yourself all eggied. Alrighty. After that derailment from the news, let's talk about the next news item here. We've got Nintendo is changing has changed their subscription service to opt in for auto renewal instead of that being the default setting when you get a Nintendo Switch Online subscription.
That's nice.
So this is following investigation by the Competition and Markets Authority, or the CMA. They launched an investigation into Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo's online subscription services back in 2019, and Nintendo and Sony have decided to change how their auto renewal works. Xbox did it a while ago. Sony and Nintendo are catching up now in an effort to become more consumer friendly. So,
yeah,
there you go.
I mean, I feel like everyone, at least back in the day, would just auto renewal, and that's kind of annoying. I mean, it's nice if you want that, but if you don't, then you end up paying for stuff you don't want. Sometimes a couple months before you realize.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like, I don't know. That should definitely be an opt-in feature. That's the right thing to do, and it makes it seem like they're trying to make money off people forgetting. But this way, it's very clear that they're like, no, that's not what we're about. We're about having a good service that people want to be in, and that's how it should be. It's my opinion. And that's about it that we've got coming for the Nintendo news. I wanted to throw out here, because of my camera setup, you can actually see in the corner here, someone in chat mentioned my Super Nintendo with Plock prominently featured. That's just the game I have in there at the moment. Yeah, I've got that, and then over on the side here, I've got
Plock, one of the top 1,000 NES games.
I've got an N64 with Hey You Pikachu in it. So there you go. I really need to track down. Well, I just don't know if I have an N64, so I don't need another one. But I've always thought the jungle green ones were really cool, like clear plastic ones.
Oh yeah, I have clear plastic. So good.
Yeah,
so good.
Yeah, they're the best.
The Switch Pro controllers, they make it real subtle, but they got that same effect.
Mm-hmm.
Still real cool.
I like it. Yeah, even at that. I thought you were about to take a bite out of that egg. You held it up to your mouth,
trying to make it dry. Yeah, I'm real hungry for a good old Mario egg, or a Wario egg, depending on.
Do you got yellow?
The color settings.
I have yellow. Why didn't I think of that? What did I do for the yellow egg?
I mean, I thought of it, but I don't actually particularly
nothing.
Like Wario that much.
I just put an egg in with no design on it. Anyways, let's move on to the next segment of our show here and head over to the rumor mill. Today's rumor mill Pikmin have gone amok. They're running crazy, and they've brought us a classic rumor. And you know what that means? That means we're talking about the Switch Pro.
No.
Yay! Woo!
Not this again.
Okay. Here's the thing. Have you heard of Digital Foundry? They're a tech channel.
I have indeed.
Yeah, tech channel that does technical reviews of technical things. bunch of experts in various spots that work together to make reviews and
Are you reading straight from their website? Because I feel like that's the perfect summary of what they do.
Yeah, I read straight from their website. Well, anyways, they have been reportedly giving the opinion that the sequel to Breath of the Wild is too good looking to be running on the Nintendo Switch. I actually went and found I guess it's a podcast that they spoke in. And I think that the news the news articles that are taking this are maybe
Exaggerating
overemphasizing
a little bit.
just a bit on what they said. They specifically called out the clouds with. I'm probably butchering the term here. Volumetric rendering with the clouds.
Oh yeah. You know volumetric
Yeah, volumetric rendering.
rendering and stuff. Yeah,
Look
we all know what that's about.
Look to be incredibly good in the trailers, and sort of point to it not being on Switch hardware. I have notes here. I should probably just read the notes so I don't butcher the statements here. They did specifically say that Nintendo could be rendering out the trailer at higher quality, like just on their development machines instead of natively to the Switch. But they don't normally do that, they pointed out. They don't usually do that. Usually you're seeing game footage. And
Maybe
they also stated
Nintendo's just really good at rendering clouds.
Yeah. And they also stated that it's not beyond the realms of possibility that it is running natively on the Nintendo Switch as is. But of the three guys, two of them seem to be of the mind that it's either going to be on the next system or that it's going to be another double release. And this is speculation. They're just going off what they're seeing. It looks like it might be too good to be on the current Nintendo Switch hardware. Micah, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I can't really say much to it potentially looking too good to be on the Switch, I guess. But I feel like if it's going to be on a double system sort of thing, they don't have a lot of time to tell us about a new system. With the game coming out in less than a year.
Agreed.
Oh, I mean, they could be waiting to tell us about it like after Christmas, when people will probably be buying a lot of Switches. I'm not. I don't think there'll be another system coming out that soon.
I'm not convinced at all that this is. I am not. I can totally see where they're coming from the technical standpoint. That the trailer looks incredibly good. There are moments in it that you're seeing things rendered out at like 1080, and the draw distance looks pretty nice by comparison to the first game. But I don't know if that's not possible on the Nintendo Switch hardware. Like that's the thing is we talked about this in last week's episode, but you look at Mario Bros on the NES and Mario Bros 3 on the NES, both on the same system, but they look like generational leaps within that game on the exact same hardware. Yeah. So I mean, there was I'm really comparing apples to oranges here, but where I'm going with this is that Nintendo seems to have this magic of being able to maximize hardware the further they go into the life cycle of a system in a way that other companies don't do. They just move on to the next system at that point.
Nintendo's already kind of had a lot of experience with weaker consoles and having to get a little extra out of them, maybe.
Mm-hmm. So I think that it is possible, but how they will do that, I don't know. Maybe there won't actually be as many clouds in gameplay cutscenes. Maybe we're seeing very, very specific footage of what the game looks like. And they even pointed out in the discussion that the draw distance looked better in the original trailer for Breath of the Wild than ended up being in the game. And that really just it depends on where you're at, what you're looking at. So I don't know. There's a lot of factors. They may just be getting really good at rendering out assets in a way that is resource conservative. That's totally a thing. I mean, you see it very clearly in Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Like in the distance, the characters start to move very like stop motiony, but the closer you get, the more crisp and clear it gets. And they're maybe not doing the same thing. I thought that it was a little too obvious looking in Kirby, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know. I think Breath of the Wild is a gorgeous game. And 5 years down the road. But here's another thing. Breath of the Wild was originally developed for the Wii U.
Exactly. But that I think why it got delayed so long was they ended up like, well, let's make this from the Switch. I feel like they put a fair amount of effort into making the Switch version, but who knows?
Yeah, but this one's from the ground up for the Switch. Many people are speculating that this is going to be a cross-generational launch with a new system, but that would mean that Nintendo is releasing a new system next year, and they had planned to release that new system this year.
Yeah,
like I just that doesn't make sense. Like, why would they have said like, oh yeah, it's going to be coming in 2022, and then go, we need a little bit more time. I just don't. I don't see them doing that with the intention of launching it on a cross-generation system. Maybe an improved current system, which we've talked about before, like the new Nintendo 3DS.
Yeah.
But I don't think it doesn't make sense from a business standpoint to me. But Nintendo doesn't do stuff that makes sense. So who knows? I don't think it's likely. I think it's very unlikely that we're going to see a new system next year. I'm going to come out and say my prediction is that we won't be seeing another system till we're not seeing it in 2023.
Yeah, because I mean they mentioned they think the Switch is like a little over halfway through its lifespan or whatever,
and that was like this year and last year. Yeah, it's like
it seems like I mean sometimes Nintendo has kind of fudged the dates and things when like new systems coming out. Like, oh no, yeah, we don't have a system coming out, and then it comes out like next year, and you're like, okay, I mean, you kind of recently said you had no plans, but yeah, I don't see that happening.
I sort of think that they're going to stretch this out a long time. I think that we won't see the next system till 2025.
I would say it seems like seems to be what their kind of plan is.
Yeah. And I think everybody needs to stop asking for it. like, come on. I mean, I'll buy it. I'm all for it if it comes sooner, but I don't need it now. I've said this over and over again. I don't really see the need for the Nintendo Switch. I think people forget. We as Nintendo fans, like the hardcore Nintendo fans, get really in. We're down here in the weeds, and we aren't looking at this stuff from the high level where who is the target audience for the Nintendo Switch? It is not just the hardcore core gamers that want the better hardware. This is a family system, and for a lot of people, I'd say the majority of Switch owners just aren't going to care. They don't care if it's a weaker system than their PlayStation or Xbox. They just don't. And when you look at it from the perspective of Nintendo looking at their entire audience of potential people buying their systems, they don't need a new system right now. They're selling the current system really well, and they have a stacked calendar of games coming. And next year we know we're getting Breath of the Wild. I'm sure we're going to see other returns to games. Maybe we'll see Mario Odyssey sequel, or just a new 3D Mario, a new Fire Emblem game that isn't a Warriors game. Yeah, I mean, we haven't got the Zelda HD games, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD, and those are coming. Like, they have to. They're not going to leave that. No, they're not going to leave that on the Wii U. It's money that is so easy to get. Like those are gonna come. So I just think we're a ways off still from a new system. But maybe a new version of the existing system, an OLED Switch Lite,
I mean, yeah, I'm kind of surprised they haven't done an OLED Switch Lite. It seems like it makes more sense for the Switch Lite since that is a handheld, so you will always be using that OLED screen.
Yeah, doesn't it make sense? It's like I would buy that for sure. Yeah. So that's my thoughts. I hate to be the downer on the Switch Pro thing. I was never really on board that hype train. I was always like, I don't think it's real.
Yeah.
I want it to be real. I would
Although
love.
I
I'd
also
love a new
didn't think
Switch.
the Switch handheld's dual concept was real either, but I ended up being wrong about that.
But then it was real. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do we really know? Nothing. That's not all we have going in the rumor mill. Oh, also, I just wanted to point out that I do feel like Digital Foundry here is not to blame for these rumor sparking. They are talking and they've got great points. So definitely check out their video and their chat on that. But the news articles that went and ran with the headline that experts say Switch Pro is coming for Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. Like, come on, that's not exactly how it went down. It was a little like emphasizing the points that people want to hear and throwing out the details of them saying that it's speculation or that it is possible to be running on current hardware.
Yeah.
Just feels a little icky to me. Next thing we got in the rumor mill, there's that one Pikmin in the back that brought us this little nugget. Bandai Namco is hiring for a 3D action game that is a 3D action game remaster for Nintendo. What could it be?
The original Smash Bros.
That would make sense. Bandai Namco,
but
Smash Bros. 3D action game. Is it time for Star Fox Adventures to come back?
Heck yeah.
Or
still maintain that's a great game.
We get Kid Icarus Uprising.
Boo.
Let's go.
Boo.
No, don't say boo. Get out of here. That would be a fantastic game on Switch.
I would take Ice Climbers over Kid Icarus.
Who was it that had garbage opinions at the beginning of this? I'm sorry. Did you say I had the garbage opinion?
Can you imagine Ice Climbers, but the graphics are so good?
It's a movie of people climbing a mountain. It's a playable movie. What are you going to be no? Hey, I'm all for Ice Climbers coming back. That would be cool. A revival of Ice Climbers.
No, I wouldn't mind a Kid Icarus Uprising. I think that would be pretty cool for sure.
I'd be for it for sure. There's no details on this. It could be anything. But the real question is, why are they explicitly saying that they are working on a 3D action game remaster for Nintendo? Doesn't that seem a little off?
To get those hirees pumped, hyped. You want to work for them.
You are exactly right, because I actually looked into this. I did a little bit of research on this one. So it is probably to attract potential employees because they want to work on a Nintendo game. So apparently Bandai Namco and Capcom just raised their base salaries for developers by 30%.
Dang.
In Japan, which is a reflection of how hard it must be at this moment to hire and retain developers on your teams. So
yeah,
I think that's they probably talked to Nintendo and they're like, we want to get the best talent on this. And so we want to specifically say that it is for a project with your company. And Nintendo must have been like, sure, go for it. So that's what they did. And that's what we're getting now. If they're hiring for it, we're not going to see this for ever.
a while.
So.
Unless it could be in the middle of a project and maybe someone left.
Okay.
They want one more guy again. I don't know. It's
possible. Can we take one more thing? This was mentioned in Discord, and I want to highlight this. Going back to the Switch Pro Reverse, we are on the hook to get Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC through 2023. They're not going to launch a new system before
that's a good point. Unless it's a system that comes out with
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe again?
Yeah.
They're not going to do that. No.
I mean, if they did something like that, it would have to be just like a tie-in game, like a bundled thing. I mean, it would sell so well anyways, probably, but there's no way they would sell it like a third time over 3 generations. Like that.
I mean, that's what they do with like Mario Bros. And
whoa. Different games.
Yeah. Mario Kart, Mario Bros. Very different.
I had to bring up my phone for inspiration on my what I'm painting here. So
yeah, I'm just sort of
drawing. If I'm looking down like a weirdo, that's what I'm doing.
A pink egg. The windfish egg is pink, right?
Pink spots.
No, this isn't going to work. This isn't going to work in reverse. So instead, I'm going to just draw another smiley face. It's a very happy egg.
Everybody our little secret.
So is that your Bob Ross?
Yeah.
Happy trees on this egg. We just draw some happy trees. Well, that's the rumor mill. Listen, I'm not going to keep bringing in the Switch Pro rumors, but this one was interesting because it was tied to that Digital Foundry story, and I thought it'd be fun to talk about. But I truly do not think we're going to get the next hardware, like the next system. Yeah. I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed to a Nintendo Switch. Like it's still the Nintendo Switch, but like the OLED. It's like it's the Nintendo Switch OLED Plus, and this one has.
But like even then, it doesn't seem like the OLED's been out long. It would have been like, I mean, before the delay, it would have been out less than a year, right? Before like the new Switch Pro OLED or whatever, and like with the delay, the timing just doesn't seem right for me.
Yes,
but what do I know?
And I mean, I could see something like a slight upgrade, the OLED light, whatever. But the next system, the Switch 2, the Switch Aru, whatever you're gonna call it next,
Switcheroo.
That is not coming for a long time. It's gonna be. I am thinking 2024 at the earliest. It's my think process.
Yeah,
but I'm thinking more likely for 2025.
Who knows? Maybe a dual release with Metroid Prime.
I'm thinking 2025. That's 8 years. Switch out for 8 years, and that seems to be about the life cycle they're trying to aim for.
Can you tell what this is from a
it's
distance?
It's a Pikmin.
That is so great.
Micah's eggs look way cooler than mine. This is another win in Micah's book. Didn't you?
I'm telling you just gotta be authentic. With the paint and stuff.
I wonder.
I think my eggs really do look a lot better when you're not this close to them. Yeah. This close, I'm like, oof.
Bad.
Oh, this distance, that's not bad.
I'm almost done with my eggs. Look at this one. This purple egg dried. It's got this like weird spot on the bottom that's blue, and the lines in it are very pink. You can't really tell, but. Yeah, we'll post photos of these in the Discord afterwards so you can see them up close.
This is the egg I've been dyeing in black paint.
It doesn't look any different.
It's a white egg.
Oh, man. Well, let's head to the next segment of our show and talk in the community corner. Micah, I didn't tell you this, but this week we are doing things slightly different. we have two. We have a new segment that will be coming after the community corner, and that is going to be the main dish, so to speak, of the episode. I've been kind of molding that into community corner, but community corner is just going to be community questions and topics focused. Now we are going to have a new segment called Pal Topic, and that will be what you and I bring to the show, I guess. What you and I bring to the show. I waved the wrong direction on camera there. So, the community corner. This week we have several questions, and I'm excited to talk about some of these. So, the first one comes from Presto the Magnificent on Discord, asks, as the years go by, what do you think the chances of Mario Odyssey 2 happening over just a new Mario 3D game are?
At this point, I would say relatively low. It seems like, I mean, if it's the second one, they could do it in the same game engine and whatnot, or at least with some minor tweaks or something. It seems like they would be able to put it out pretty quick. But it's with how long it's been, which I don't know off the top of my head, but it's been a few years. Odyssey.
It launch year, so 2017. So it's 5 years.
2017, 5 years. I mean, that's a long time.
I mean, Breath of the Wild's getting a sequel.
Yeah.
6 years after.
But that also had more DLC. They didn't start working on Breath of the Wild 2 for a little bit. Although I suppose that started as kind of a DLC concept, so I've heard.
Yeah, that just turned into a full game.
Yeah.
LPD in chat says we're due for a 2D game.
That's true. It has been a while.
Or a 3D World sequel? Maybe.
But as LPD says, Mario Maker doesn't count, but I was about to bring that up. I mean, do we even need a 2D game now that we have Mario Maker?
I think so.
Make our own 2D games?
I think so. I mean, you could do it in a new graphical style. I would actually love a full game all designed around the Mario 3D World style in Mario Maker, which was like a 2.5D. It's 2D, but it had like 3D background, and the character models and stuff are all 3D modeled that way.
Yeah,
I think that would be a really cool game. And 2D Mario. I liked all the new Super Mario Bros. Games well enough. I feel like it got a little bit stale because they used the exact same art style for a super long time.
But they were still fun, though.
Yeah, they were still fun. Like, the level design's still pretty good, and they were a good romp. You know, you just gotta run through them to have a good time. And I've heard people go like, "Oh man, they should go back and do like a pixel graphics Mario game." I think that would be rad. They're not going to do that. No way.
Yeah,
no way.
Don't think that's necessary.
The most we're going to see is cameos, like they did Mario Odyssey. And, Mario Maker.
At this point, I will be very surprised if it's Mario Odyssey 2, because we haven't like heard anything about it. With like Breath of the Wild 2, even though it's been taking a while, they told us about it relatively quick.
I would love it though, because I really like Mario Odyssey. I think that for me is my favorite Mario 3D game.
Yeah, the movement mechanics with like throwing the hat and be able to like jump off of it and stuff are very fun.
The capture mechanic.
Oh yeah,
it's almost like I don't want to go back after having that ability. It's really cool, you know.
Yeah, they just got to come up with something else that's really cool.
I
feel like in Mario Galaxy with the physics of like the planets and things.
Mm-hmm.
That was a lot of fun to mess with.
Yeah, it seems like they've always got their like gimmick that they go with. Sunshine was really the flood,
which was incredible.
Yeah, it is. Flood is a cool concept. And then
and
the
executed
gravity
perfectly.
That's stuff for debate. Galaxy 1 and 2 are really like the gravity style.
Oh yeah, all the little planets you jump between.
You know what I know I know it's overdone. I know this is overdone, but I'm ready for open world. Let's do it.
Open world Mario.
Mario open world, yeah. No boundaries, no sandboxes. It's just one big sandbox. I think that would be excellent. And that feels to me like an evolution of where we should go next with 3D Mario. But I also want to see more of 3D World style, where it's a 3D game, but they're linear level design. And I also want to see more 2D Mario. The fact that they have
they just
three
expand
branches.
the overworld. So the overworld is kind of more of a 3D, I guess, kind of like the original Mario 64, but expanded upon.
I guess, but that's like essentially what Odyssey did.
Yeah.
But they didn't really have like a hub world. You just go from world to world in your ship. But each of those was pretty massive. I just think that they could have taken that and made them connect. Just make all those areas connect would be an interesting way for the series to go. They sort of tackle this in Bowser's Fury on a small scale. It's like a small Mario open world game. A full game like that would be pretty cool. I think I'd want Mario Odyssey's graphics and movement by comparison to what we had in 3D World, but the concept is really cool of just like open world with connected levels in that open world. They did a really good job of that. It was one seamless area, and I'd like to see that done. So playing Breath of the Wild this week, I had to travel to Hateno Village, to Kakariko Village, and I was going all over the place looking for the glitch that I did required a memory. So I had to go find a memory location. And it's so huge. The world is massive. And there are things to do everywhere. Yeah. I hear criticism. I see criticism of Breath of the Wild as being like not the best Zelda game. Maybe if you're looking at it from like the lens of it has to be like all the other Zelda games.
Yeah,
in that linear,
a pretty decent break from
that more
Zelda.
linear design and with the dungeons. But as an open world game on its own, like this game is so good. It is so good and it's so huge. And the fact that this is on the Switch, and this was a launch title for the Switch, it was intended to be on the Wii U, gives me I get very excited at the possibilities of other games in the Nintendo series taking this kind of leap. I know that's not for everybody, but I think for most people, that's the way to go, and I'm sorry for everybody that gets ditched in the process. The nice thing about Mario is that there are so many paths they take with Mario. They do have 2D, 3D, and halfway with 3D World and 3D Land. And then like the sports games, Wario spin-offs. I mean, Mario, you're going to get something you like. And in my case, I just like it all. I'll take anything with Mario in it. You slap Mario on it, I'll buy it. Mario Strikers, definitely getting that, Like,
I don't know. I don't know if Mario needs an open world. What would the open world bring to Mario?
I think the exploration would be really fun.
Out of the exploration. Because in Breath of the Wild, it kind of made sense. You like add in crafting and different like the clothing and items and whatnot. I feel like Mario doesn't quite have those items.
What if they did that?
They could add things like that, I guess.
Yeah, what if they did that though?
At that point, I feel like I don't know. It could be moving kind of far away from what Mario is.
I mean, that's what they said.
Maybe
with Zelda.
I'm stuck in the past.
Yeah, that's what they said with Zelda, man.
It just feels like it's getting close enough to just a different game that they wouldn't. I mean, Mario IP sells though, so who knows?
Could you imagine how well a Mario open world game would sell though? Like the pitch is it's Mario meets Breath of the Wild or Mario meets Skyrim. I mean, that would sell like crazy good because Breath of the Wild, I believe is the greatest game of all time and is one of my favorites. The IP does not appeal to everyone, right? It's where Mario, everyone understands what Mario is, and everybody will buy a game with Mario on it.
Well, I mean,
He's
not
he's
everyone. Some people
he's
are
an
kind of anti-Mario.
he's sort
He's
of an
for
icon.
kids.
Yeah, that's the thing. But he does appeal to kids and to adults alike. Where I feel like Zelda, while it's not it's not Dark Souls, it's not Elden Ring, where it's like, this is definitely appealing to a very high, like a very specific
Not as wide
fantasy
of an
genre,
audience.
like a very narrow audience. Zelda's is bigger, but Mario's is biggest. Like that. That's just how it goes. And Mario is on that biggest in that it's not just for kids either, right?
Yeah.
Where like Kirby has this reputation where his net's almost too small in the other direction, where it's like that's kind of a more kiddie game. Although this new one's pretty good. Definitely recommend picking that one up. Yeah. Well, Presto the Magnificent, thank you so much for the question. He has another question as well, unrelated to that one. So let's ask that one next. If you could eliminate one game from Nintendo's history, what would it be? Don't say it. I will.
It starts with a P. Ends with an Ock.
No, that's not a Nintendo game. That is not by Nintendo.
Now
right?
I just got to think of some
By
random
Trade West.
Nintendo game that starts with a P and ends with an Ock.
The Legend of Zelda.
The Ploctorok dancing game. The Paoctorok.
That's not what I thought you were going to say.
I got one though. Pocarina of Time. Ock. Yes, that one. That one. No, I couldn't possibly get rid of that one because that would like kill the future of Zelda.
I'm glad you can listen to some reasoning still. You're not so far gone.
It is a good game for its time. I think I just
That's
had
great. Okay, I can accept that opinion.
I mean, most people have those like nostalgia glasses for Ocarina of Time. I think I had the opposite effect. I had the nostalgia, and then I played it again, and it just crashed. LPD, you're out of here. How do you ban people? How does this work?
I don't know. I don't know how to do that quickly. Also, I'm dying eggs. All right. Take care of this egg problem.
The game I would get rid of is probably Metroid Other M, because I feel like that kind of killed Metroid for a bit. All the criticism it got, I think it delayed the next Metroid game for a bit. I think we would already have Prime 4 if it didn't exist. Not to say that it's necessarily even a bad game, because I haven't actually played it.
I want to say Mario Sunshine so bad.
I will punch you right in the eyeball.
But here's the thing. If I deleted that game from the history, wouldn't that just be the next game that came out on the Wii? And it would have been way better on the Wii. I feel like Mario Sunshine on the Wii would have made a lot of sense. You aim FLUDD with the Wii remote.
That seems excessive. But then it wouldn't be on the greatest game console of all time.
Okay, well, that's up for debate as well.
It's really not.
If can I swap Mario Galaxy and Mario Sunshine? I feel like Mario Galaxy makes more sense on the GameCube.
I don't know. Could they handle all those fancy physics?
I don't know.
It's actually probably not that crazy to program.
Yeah, well, it's the Wii and the GameCube use very similar hardware, if I recall correctly. It was like, hey, we added, it's the exact same hardware, but this one has motion controls. So I think that would have actually made a lot of sense there. And Mario Sunshine, I just think Mario Sunshine needed more time to cook. That's all I'm saying on it. It felt unpolished for a Mario game. But let me see.
I changed my answer. It's Plock. It's Plock again.
Real answer here. I can't think of anything. that I'm
think
like
of other games that,
that I
don't
that
deserve to have existed.
yeah, that I mean maybe Star Fox Zero for the same reason you said
You shut your dirty mouth.
for the same reason as other M, where it
But
just
Star Fox Zero is a good game. Everyone just needs to get good.
yeah. I
That's the problem.
so I think we can objectively look at it. There are problems with it. One, it's plot wise, it's just a retelling of the first game again.
I mean, I don't know how to break this to you, but that's kind of like
Every
Nintendo IP. Like, I mean, Zelda. They have
I love how you delivered that. I hate to break this to you, but every Nintendo game does that.
I mean, Zelda. They do have their own unique twists on things and whatnot, but I mean, it's the same kind of plot. You're the same character, hero of time. I mean, it kind of makes sense with their story for it being similar. Mario. I don't even have to say anything about it. It's just it. I mean, even Pikmin is essentially the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, are there any other games that are just like they've like tarnished the reputation of
Plus,
Nintendo?
it came with Star Fox Guard, which I still think is a really cool concept that could have been expanded on.
I really can't think of a good answer to this question. I'm like struggling to come up with something that I like. That ruined Nintendo for a lot of people, and I can't think of anything.
Well, I I think someone already made this wish to get rid of whatever was going to be the next F-Zero game.
Yeah. Delete from existence. I feel like I've got an answer for this somewhere in the back of my mind where it's like, oh, that game was terrible, and I did not like it.
Yeah, I guess the only like problem I really had with Star Fox Zero was I felt like it was too short. I just wanted it to be longer.
Yeah,
have a little more to it.
I can see that.
But it was definitely like a throwback kind of game.
I would. So not Nintendo. I would like to remove the sequel to Drawn to Life because I feel like that ruined the plot of the games. It did the thing, Micah. It was all a dream.
It was all a dream.
Your character
classic.
was in a coma from a car crash where his parents died and dreamed this whole world. What? It's Drawn to Life. You drew your character. You freed the little Rapusa characters. So it's cutesy and fun. Why did they have to do that? They ruined it. I'm still upset. I'm still upset at the end of that game. Anyways, let's move on to the next question. Thank you so much for the questions, Presto the Magnificent. If you want to send questions like Presto the Magnificent did, you can hit us up on Discord.
Switch Sports. That's my other answer.
How dare you? How dare you? Actually, I might delete the switch the Wii Sports Club.
Snap. 1-2 Switch.
1-2 Switch?
Not Snap. Yeah.
Okay, no one wants to straight delete it, but that should have just been a pack-in. Like we're still talking about this and the game is still being charged for $60. Nintendo hasn't brought the price down. They've doubled down on this is worth this much money, and it is not. It is not.
They just don't want to have to make more copies of the game. Oh, we're actually kind of low. We can't lower the price.
I haven't actually played this game. I've never played 1-2 Switch.
Me neither. It's probably awesome.
Maybe we're missing out. Future stream idea here, Mike. We'll play 1-2 Switch.
I mean, you can get it for $50 on Amazon. $30 used. GameFly.
Oh boy! Wow.
So I mean, wow.
That's $30 more than it's worth.
Such a deal.
Alrighty. Next question here comes from Rizzle29. Says, my little kids have been hooked on Kirby Star Allies and Kirby and the Forgotten Land. What are some other good games for them? 5-ish, 4-ish years old. Are you eating an egg now?
Yeah. figured I'd see how my eggs turned out.
Hopefully they're not toxic from the egg or for the paint from the
Paint.
egg from the paint.
Well, also hopefully they're not toxic just from the egg.
Yeah, that would be bad.
I mean, I don't have kids, so I'll mostly leave this to you.
You don't have recommendations?
Lots of Mario games have that like second player thing, which can be nice for kids. Like I can think of Galaxy at least, where they shoot the star bits.
Oh yeah, that's lame. That's lame.
It's awesome for kids.
No kid wants to be that player. They're gonna want to play as Mario. And at that age, they're like, I want to be first player. My son will not let me be first player anymore. He's like, I got to be first player. I want to be first player.
You can be the person that shoots all the cool stuff.
Yeah. I recommend, so you got Kirby on there. Mario Odyssey is a must. I think Mario Odyssey with its assist mode turned on, which makes Mario have 6 lives instead of 3. If he falls off an edge, he just bubbles up and comes back. And if you hold still, you heal. And there's an arrow that points to where you need to go next. Very good. That's like
the coolest part. I mean, those other things they add in are like so easy. That like arrow actually like takes some effort.
Yeah.
So it's cool that they like thought about that.
And Mario Odyssey, for it being a 3D game with camera controls, you don't actually have to use the camera controls. A lot of the times the camera automatically adjusts to where it would make the most sense anyways. So that's my recommendation. We have in chat here, and I'm going to second this one, for a chat here from Blondie that says Mario Party with the kids is a lot of fun. I heartily agree. Yeah. There are 2 Mario Parties on Switch. My kids love them both. Mario Party, Super Mario Party, which came out first, uses a single Joy-Con and relies a lot on like motion controls and Joy-Con gimmicks, and is very fun. Super Mario Party is a collection of great Mario Party games from past Mario Party titles and is also very fun, kid-friendly.
Yeah, I feel like, Yoshi's Woolly Worlds, Kirby's Yarn, I imagine those are pretty good. I haven't played them.
Kirby's Epic Yarn isn't on Switch, but Yoshi is.
Oh, so. Yeah.
Yoshi's Crafted World. You're listening to a bunch of Wii games. What are you doing?
I don't know. I don't know of any games.
I gotta also recommend probably the first game my son got into, and that is Piku Niku, which is a indie game that is a very simple platformer, but it's really fun. It's excellently written, kind of quirky, goofy humor.
Oops.
And I don't know, it's a good game. My kids really like that game, and we'll play it a bunch. My kids
Mario Kart, they got that like driving assist mode.
Oh my gosh, how did I forget about Mario Kart? Yeah, Mario Kart.
Divinity 2 Original Sin.
Yeah,
definitely for kids.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Looking at all the games I've played.
I don't know. I'm gonna pull out my Switch here. Let's see.
Human Fall Flat. I think they could enjoy that. That might be kind of a little frustrating, depending on how young they are. Or they might think it's funny.
Miitopia is a very kid-friendly RPG, and the kids will have a blast making Miis. My kids have a blast making Miis. You can't go wrong with most of the Pokemon games. I think at that age, though, at the young age, you're probably going to want to go with the Let's Go games, even though I don't particularly care for those as an adult. I think that they are really great options to introduce kids to the series because they're very kid friendly. In chat, we have another suggestion for Boomerang Fu. Here's maybe a little unconventional one. Ring Fit Adventure. My kids really like Ring Fit Adventure, and you can change it to be very kid friendly. Not as many exercises, but it gets them active and doing stuff on screen.
Ready for a nap.
And yeah, they really like that. I'm just rolling through other ones here. If you're looking for games to play with your kids, Super Mario 3D World Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, Animal Crossing. These are all some good choices. Can't go wrong with any of those. That's probably where I'll leave it. I feel like that's a healthy amount of suggestions. We gave a whole bunch there. Mario Kart Live Home Circuit's another one that's like, my kids love that one, but be warned as a parent that will require work from you because they're not going to be able to set up courses on their own. And for that reason, we hardly play it because I am lazy. I don't want to set up. But my kids like the car a lot, and they did really like the game, like when we pull it out. So, yeah. Thank you so much for the question, Rizzle. Hopefully get some good suggestions out there for all the kiddos looking to get into gaming. I wish that there was like a Zelda game I could recommend, but there's not really ones that are great for that age group. My son has dabbled in Breath of the Wild, but Breath of the Wild needs an assist mode. That would be a really cool function to have to make it a little bit more user-friendly for a younger audience or for people new to gaming in general. I think that would be cool.
Yeah. Be nice.
Last question here. It's not really a question. I've got a statement. Spider-Shan asked a question on Wii Sports that fits super well with next week's show topic, our PAL topic. So we will answer that next week, Spider-Shan. And this is an invite, opening the invite to everybody else out there. Well, Spider-Shan, you can submit more questions if you want. But everybody else out there can send us your Wii Sports and Switch Sports related questions for next week's episode. It's going to be a good time. We're going to be talking about Nintendo Switch Sports, getting hyped for its release. All right, Micah, let's close out here with the last segment of our show, the PAL topic. Micah, let's talk about this week's PAL topic. Welcome to this brand new segment of the show, PAL topic. We are going to be talking tonight about eggs. The top 10 Nintendo eggs. No, you did not hear me incorrectly. I'm not talking about top 10 Nintendo Easter eggs, hints in other games. No, that's too simple. You know, everybody's going to be talking about Nintendo Easter eggs.
That would have been a really good idea.
Nah. We are instead going to be talking about our favorite Nintendo eggs. So, Micah, what do you say? We just get right into it.
Let's do it.
We'll be going from top to bottom on our list of top 10 Nintendo eggs. Starting with Animal Crossing eggs. This is at number 10 because they're the worst. We're talking about Zipper T Bunny and the eggs in Egg Day. Animal Crossing New Horizons. You remember that, like 1 month?
Oh, and it was so awesome. All the costumes and furniture you could make with them.
And
so
all
good.
of the eggs everywhere.
Everything you dig up, it's an egg.
You fish. Every other fish is an egg. You shake a tree. Egg. Eggs. They're everywhere. How you like your eggs? Everywhere. That's where we're going to get those eggs. So that's why this is at number 10. And we put eggs that we weren't actually big fans of on this list because coming up with 10 Nintendo eggs actually was a quite a bit of work.
Yeah.
We'll see.
There's probably some really cool eggs we're missing. So hopefully not.
I did like all the egg furniture and the egg clothes. You could make that egg suit where you could dress as an egg. So, yeah. Blondie in chat says that they have a whole park set up on their island of all egg stuff.
I have my egg basement.
Yeah, I remember that. You go down your basement and it's like, does Zipper T Bunny live down here? And is that a horrifying concept? Let's not even talk about that. He's a horrible character. Look at him.
As far as I know, he doesn't live there. But
he is creepy. I do not like Zipper T Bunny. I don't like him. I'm sorry. Also, it's a costume, which is very weird. who is under that costume.
Yeah, considering everyone's like just an animal, it's weird that they had to find someone to dress up as a bunny.
Alrighty. Well, next on the list, coming in at number 9. Mikey, you want to give this one?
Oh yeah, I gotta swap back.
We'll do every other here.
We got Star Fox Adventures Puck Puck eggs.
That's
which
right.
Heal you when you pick them up.
Yeah.
And as someone who actually really enjoyed Star Fox Adventures, I had no recollection of these eggs.
But we had to have some Star Fox.
Kind of
we had to have some Star Fox representation in here. Even though we can't remember these, that puts them above the Animal
But they're in a
ones.
great game that was on one of the greatest game console ever made. So
true for you.
Wait a second. Why are these lower than our next option? Is our next pick is my question. Now I think about it.
Our number 8, which is Egg, the Game & Watch game, Egg. And a special shout out to the Mickey Mouse version of this game, which is an officially licensed Mickey Mouse game that does the same thing. In this game, you play as a wolf and you have to move back and forth and move your
Are you
basket.
100% sure you're not a fox?
Maybe that is a fox?
Because it's like Fox in the Hen House kind of a thing?
I guess so.
I
guess so. LPD says Billy Hatcher, which is not a Nintendo game. But big shout out to Billy Hatcher for being the best egg game, for sure. Best egg-based game. And while we're at it, I'll throw in
the best egg-based game. With all its competition it has, it's the best.
I'll throw in Plock features prominently the flea eggs. So shout out to flea eggs.
But those are terrible.
They basically are Yoshi
Banjo
eggs.
Kazooie.
Banjo-Kazooie also uses a lot of eggs, yeah. Yeah, no, this is Nintendo eggs only, all right? Top 10 Nintendo eggs. Yeah, this game's pretty cool. You have to move your character to collect all the eggs, and you want to not miss eggs landing in the basket. Why they chose this game to adapt to a Mickey Mouse version, I don't know. Mickey likes eggs, I guess. I guess. So there you have it. All right, Micah, give us our next one. This is number 7.
Number 7, Pokemon Snap eggs.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if there are other eggs. Emphasis on the fancy legendary bird eggs.
It's just these ones, I believe.
Yeah. I was like, I don't remember there being other eggs, but it had been a while, so.
You have to do things specifically to hatch these, and then you'll get the rare photo ops of Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. Although the Moltres one's a gimme. You can't progress on the track. The egg is blocking the track. And you have to hit it off. I remember though, if you sat at the egg, your cart would stop, and then you could take pictures of the Charmander that come over the hill, and you just sit there and get really good pictures of Charmander. Those are good times. And it was hard to get good pictures of them because they're so big and they're flying, and you're trying to move. Oh,
the
yeah.
Charmanders were flying?
No. These legendaries. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I was like,
didn't
what?
connect those dots very well. What is happening on your game?
Yeah.
You
played very different Pokemon Snaps.
And then I want to say for the Zapdos one, you had to lure a Pikachu over, and it would electrocute the egg.
Yeah, it's something like that.
And Articuno,
or hit some generator thing, which
I seem to remember getting
remember.
Jinx to dance made the egg hatch. It's sort of what I remember. All awesome.
I remember nothing.
The eggs were huge, gargantuan size, because these are big Pokemon.
Yeah, it makes sense. You got to hatch an adult.
What laid this egg?
Bird.
What laid this egg is the question. These are straight.
Those eggs aren't laid; they're grown. They're like cocoons.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So there you have it. Pokemon Snap eggs. You have any memories you want to share of Pokemon Snap?
I remember it's a really good game.
Great. Thank you for this, for your very in-depth thoughts.
Do I remember anything about it? No. Just that it was great. And hitting a Charmander into lava so you'd evolve.
Yeah. Did they have... I don't think they had anything like that in the...
No, I think hitting Pokemon with rocks and things is kind of frowned upon now.
Yeah. We're in a new age.
You hit them with fluff fruit or something. I can't remember.
Right. Right. All right. I'm going to take this opportunity now to do another review of the eggs we got going here in the basket, or my basket in the. Have you shown all your eggs?
I have not.
Oh,
I got my secret eggs. 2 secret eggs that cannot be shown yet. They're not that secret.
I have an egg that I wrote Nintendo Pals on.
Oh.
Very, yeah, there you go. It's the Nintendo Pals egg.
Classic Yoshi egg. My colors are a little bit off on this camera. But
Here's
the coloring on this one's just bad.
My Wario egg. You can't see that at all, but it's got a W on it.
My wind sailfish egg. Yeah, something like that. Windfish. Yeah, I was like, is there a sail even in that name?
My
Where did I get
Waluigi,
that?
my Waluigi egg, which I put the L on the egg upside down. No, wait, no, that's right, because the L's upside. I'm so
I was like,
dumb.
is it the L upside down? I was second guessing myself.
I was holding it
I'm
weird.
such an idiot.
I don't have to correct myself. I am kind of a dummy in that regard.
Got my Luigi egg.
Oh, this egg looks cool. You really can't. You can't see it. I left this one in a super long time, and the textures on it's very bubbly, and I just drew all over it with a crayon. Alrighty, so now we're gonna do, for my last egg, it's gonna get to cook a little bit in everything, I think. So for the rest of the show, it will be transferring between different egg container units.
Here's my Mario egg. I thought you had like 12 eggs. That wasn't 12, was it?
Yeah, I'm just so fast.
Bam.
There's
Pikmin egg. Oops.
That Pikmin egg looks really good. For those not checking out the video version of the cast, you got to come at least check that out. Or hit up the Discord where you can see the pictures.
And then my pride and joy. My Metroid egg.
I thought that was a nose pass at first.
How dare you?
But
How
I see
dare
it now
you?
that you're holding it closer.
How is this a nose pass? You
From-
dirtbag.
From a distance, it's got the big
Maybe
red
for
nose.
1.2 miles.
It does look like a Metroid. I like it.
And it has purple fangs, because you can't really draw white on an egg.
Oh, man. Well, all this egg talk.
I got my secret egg, but that's for later.
All this egg talk. Why don't we jump back into our top 10 eggs? What are we on, number 7?
5 or something? 6?
Hold on, I gotta go.
Starts with a J. Ends with an Oopa.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6. We're on number 6. And it's Junior Koopa from Paper Mario.
I mean,
fresh in the mind and heart of Micah. And also, I think that this character's hilarious.
Yeah, he must have hatched out of an incredible egg that still imbues him with powers, because he ends up growing wings randomly
and a
so
horn,
he can fight you. Yeah,
spikes.
He is incredible.
He is
a true inspiration.
Yes, that is number 7.
I thought that was 6.
6, number 6. Man, I can't keep count. I should have put the number on it. Number 6. Yeah, I really like this character, and gotta have him on a list on Nintendo eggs. He's one of the best Nintendo egg characters.
Yeah,
of all the competition.
But yeah,
what do you think this one is? This picture.
Think of one other. Oh, I gotta swap over so I can actually see that picture. Yeah, what is this weird looking egg?
I don't know, but I can actually get inside of it if I move it properly. Oh, I'm moving the. Oh!
I gotta wait 5 seconds for it to.
I'm gonna put it over you now.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Get inside of it. I thought you were gonna zoom in or something. I was like, "What? Is there something way deep in there?" I'm so confused.
No, I was saying put the egg on top of our picture. Oh my gosh, I've ruined our background too.
But good old number 5, Metroid eggs. Because without Metroid eggs, we wouldn't have one of the greatest game series ever made.
I keep accidentally zooming ahead for the picture.
Or at least be slightly different.
True. Did they have Metroid eggs in in the Prime games.
Maybe. I don't particularly remember Metroid eggs.
But they're there.
I remember you have to fight them a lot in incubators kinds of things when they break out.
Yeah.
And they're weak to ice. Freezes them right up. But they stay floating there, I believe. So that's cool.
Coming in at number 4 is Pokemon eggs. Just straight Pokemon eggs.
With their limitless possibilities.
Yeah. Pokemon eggs are... I mean, these are iconic. They're in every game. Part of the... I don't know, part of the plot. You'll at some point get an egg from a character, and then as you walk around with it, it hatches. I think the most famous of those is probably Togepi. And Togepi is an egg Pokemon. It's basically an egg that it kind of looks like Junior Koopa.
Yeah, exactly.
So there you go. That's pretty cool.
And you can't forget shout out to Executor.
Yes.
So
and Execute.
I can't remember exactly
Executor
what the G's are in that name.
Yeah.
It's like Executor or something like weird. And I always thought it was Eggs Executor, but it's like reversed of what I've thought my entire life.
So then they gave evolutions to Togepi, which I don't like.
They're not as good.
Togekiss is next.
And
then Togetic.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the order of that. If Togekiss was the third or second.
It's like Togepi, but its neck gets really stretched out long, gets longer legs.
It's like a giraffe.
Yes. And then they're like, you know what?
It's a chonker.
Now it has no neck and no legs. It's just this like manta ray thing. It's like this chunky manta ray.
I mean, it hit its growth spurt. Its neck and legs got really long, and then it filled out as it grew.
Yeah, it's weird, and it can fly. So there
it kind of looks like a cloud-ish. I don't know if that's kind of the inspiration. I don't know how to describe it as what it looks like.
Alrighty, let's see here. What do we got next? It's number 3.
Number 3, the good old windfish egg. Pretend this is more pink than it is. From Link's Awakening.
Yeah, I mean this is an iconic image of the egg on top of the mountain. The music the music plays for me in my mind when I see this image. Do 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 do. The Ballad of the Windfish. Yeah. I've never even played this game. and still, I
have it on Switch.
I know. This will be one I need to pick up and play sometime. It's just such an interesting concept of. I mean, this thing's huge.
Why is there a big old egg on a volcano?
On a volcano, and they made that like iconic imagery for the game. You know, it's the cover of the title screen on both versions of the game. I think there's 3 versions. They had the original, then they had the DX, and now remastered. So yeah. Blondie recommends doing this one for a stream. It's a short one. Yeah.
Got to get it first, though.
Got to get it first. So that's number 3. Number 3, Rob?
That was
So I will be giving number 2,
which is by Mystery Egg,
which is number 2. I wanted this to be number 1. All right, but the real number 1, I think we all know what number 1 is, but this number 2 came in out of nowhere for me as being a high contender for the number 1 spot. It is Egg from Super Smash Bros.
I worked hard on it.
I love.
Gotta get a full rotation.
I love that you painted this egg, which is just a plain white egg. I forgot about these. Eggs are essentially capsules that appear on certain levels. On the levels that have Chansey, or on certain Yoshi levels, they will appear and they have items in them. Sometimes they have food, sometimes they have weapons, and sometimes they explode. And those eggs are dangerous. That one didn't explode, thankfully, so Mike is okay.
I was seeing what's inside.
Is it a weapon, or is it...
I mean, it could be used as a weapon if you don't brush your teeth afterwards.
A weapon that gives you some nasty cavities. Man, I'm
This is
looking
a
forward.
bad breath.
I'm gonna...
I feel like eggs are pretty good at giving bad breath.
Speaking of, I'm moving the egg.
I used to be good at opening eggs.
I'm moving this egg to the next container here. It's going into the pink, which is sort of brownish now, thanks to these color mixings. Egg. I'm just going to read the trophy description. It's up on screen. It says, eggs are basically the same as capsules in that they'll release items when you break them open. They've been known to explode, too. The likelihood that certain items may be inside eggs depends on the type of stage being played. Sometimes
Which is interesting. I did not know that.
Sometimes eggs will contain health, replenishing food items. Other times, they may hold weapons. This has an official trophy in Super Smash Bros. It is in the trophy gallery. While looking for Nintendo eggs, this came up, and I thought it was fake. I was like, what? And then I looked into it. I'm like, oh yeah, eggs. Eggs. Those are there.
It appears to just be an egg inside this egg.
Ah, okay, well. Is it a good egg? You're just eating it plain. I like to salt. I like to...
They're a little better with a little salt and pepper, but I'm real hungry.
How do you feel about egg salad? Oh, you're not a fan of sauce.
Yeah.
And it's very saucy. I love egg salad.
I not.
I love egg salad. That's one of my favorite parts of post Easter, is that you get egg salad sandwiches. Oh, they're good, man. It's so good. All right,
egg vermicelli, I think, was what
Micah. Why don't you give us? I think this is very fitting that you're going to read us off here. What is the number one Nintendo egg?
Oh, 1 second. My little homie fell, so I had to get him out for it. The number one, which I think Nintendo egg that we all should have known was coming, is a Yoshi egg.
Yeah. Boop. For the video, I'm using a red Yoshi and red Yoshi egg because it has a green screen effect, so you wouldn't be able to see it.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
There you go.
I mean,
Yoshi egg.
I feel like that's just easily the most iconic egg. Plus, in Thousand Year Door, there's a special Yoshi egg. I feel like I can kind of spoil this at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Special Yoshi egg, buddy partner Yoshi, that pops out of one and helps you beat up a bunch of dudes, and always calls you Gonzalez, and it's awesome.
He calls you Gonzalez? Why?
Because that's like your stage name in the Coliseum place you're at.
That's funny. All right.
Speedy Gonzalez.
Yeah.
He still maintains his like egg instead of like the saddle / not saddle, the shell. I can't believe I said that. How dare I?
How dare I? Yeah, Yoshi eggs are iconic to Yoshi as a character. They are part of his character and have been part of his character since he was introduced in Super Mario World. He hatches from an egg and eats. If you eat enough things, Yoshi will like poop out an egg and give you stuff. So like, and then Super Mario World 2 kind of solidified.
He doesn't poop out an egg. I think he gives birth to an egg. Lays an egg. He lays an egg.
Lays an egg.
I was like, gives birth. That can't be right. That's not the right term.
I mean, birth and poop. I mean, those are interchangeable, right?
Are they?
Actually, I went to the hospital, just pooped out a baby. You know.
You might need some help to figure out that's not the case.
And then in Yoshi's Island, Super Mario World 2, it really solidified what Yoshi eggs could do and be, and what they really are for the rest of the series. And that is eating characters and things and turning them into eggs that are throwable. So there you go. They're an icon, you know. Smash Bros. That's like his attack, is turning the people into an egg.
Yeah, we got an
inside.
expert in chat, a pregnant lady, saying that no, giving birth to and pooping out, not the same thing.
Not the same thing.
Not interchangeable.
It's good to know. This egg in this die looks so you can't see it. It has that, because I colored it with a different coloring on the outside. It has the effect of like Borderlands, where it's kind of like that comic book line drawing. Yeah. I'm like seeing that in real life right here. It is so weird looking, but when I pull it out of the die, it doesn't have that effect anymore. It's just a very weird effect. Trippy egg. Into the next die you go. That already looks purple, and I'm putting it into the purple one. Green, yellow, well, it's like kind of blue. Green, yellow, and pink together makes a purple color. Blue, yellow.
Who would have thought?
I guess sort of making, at least for these
blue
dies.
And red goes to make purple, right? You got the red part right, at least.
I guess so.
Yellow and green almost make blue.
So there you have it. That's our top Nintendo eggs. Top 10 Nintendo eggs. Let us know what you thought. Do you have a favorite Nintendo egg? Did we miss one of your
let us know if you missed
picks?
Some incredible Nintendo egg.
I know. Maybe we missed it. Maybe there's another top 10 contender out there for next year's top 10 egg list. This was a lot of fun. I am excited to see how these eggs, how people like all these eggs. Micah, why don't we do another show off real quick of all of our eggs together? I mean, you can see all of mine here if you're watching the video version of the podcast.
Can't see very well. Quick little Yoshi.
Thanks so much to LPD for the suggestion to do an egg dyeing stream as part of this podcast. If you want to be a part of this awesome community of Nintendo pals and give us ideas and suggestions like this, hey, we don't mind. We need ideas. You can join us up on Discord, or you can check us out on Twitter. We are at Nintendo Pals on Twitter. We are at Nintendo Pals Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and we are Nintendo Pals on YouTube. And I don't think I'm missing any social media platforms. Just Google Nintendo Pals. Just search it in your web browser of choice. You'll find us. We're there. Thanks to the amazing community members that we have out there leaving us 5-star reviews, recommending us to their friends, doing all that sort of stuff. We're showing up pretty high in the search results for Nintendo podcasts, and we dominate the Nintendo Pals search at this point.
That's right, we do.
Yeah, we do. Thank goodness. For a while, there was this game called Adventure Pals on Switch. That was what came up first. So sorry to Adventure Pals for taking your number one spot as the search result for Nintendo Pals.
Did you happen to forget mentioning Twitch?
I did forget to mention Twitch, which is
Blondie
where we are streaming this right now. Oh my goodness!
I mean, do we need to mention it if you're listening to us on Twitch? I mean,
but people listening to the podcast aren't always on Twitch.
But people listening to it now are.
Yeah. If you haven't checked out our Twitch channel, listen. The greatest content in gaming is probably somewhere else. The second greatest content in gaming is over on the Nintendo Pals Twitch channel. I think that...
I thought you were going to do a couple more of that before getting to the Nintendo Pals Twitch channel.
No, well, I'll take second favorite. I'll take second best. We'll be your second favorite podcast. We'll be your second favorite Nintendo channel. I don't care. as long as you're here. Our Twitch channel, we do so much fun stuff out there. This week, Micah beat Dread mode, Metroid Dread, crushed it. I was very impressed. And then proceeded to do the boss rush mode in Dread mode, also crushing it.
Which, fortunately, when you die, you don't restart the whole thing, just to clarify. I'm not that good.
I've done nose percent runs. We've done tons of Breath of the Wild challenge runs, playing through Miitopia, playing through Paper Mario. I mean, it's Nintendo focused stuff, and it's us just kind of hanging out and having a blast with everybody who comes in and hangs out and chat. If you are one of those people who's like, I just don't think I could watch live streams, trust me, ours is different. All right, it's a fun place. It's a fun place. If you're like someone who's on the fence on trying out Twitch, like come hang out with us, give it a shot. Like Twitch, our Twitch is the place to start, and maybe you'll find that you like watching live streams. And we do them pretty regularly. So we're streaming over on Twitch twice a week, 3 times a week. 3 times. Thrice as nice.
You counting the podcast?
Yeah, I'm counting the podcast. So we are streaming every Tuesday night, Thursday night, and Friday night with bonus streams in the mix, depending on if we have time and games to play. And a lot of those then get turned into YouTube videos that go over to our YouTube channel. And we're trying to grow on both those platforms. So any help we can get, even if you're not going to watch, if you can just go throw a follow or a sub on YouTube, on Twitch, that's super, super helpful. So we thank everybody who's done that. And if you don't want to, no worries, because just listen to this podcast. If you're this far in the podcast, you're a legend. All right. You're in the know. You're in the know on what's going on with Nintendo Pals. All right, Micah. I think I've long-winded this outro enough. I was really just stalling so I could see how my egg turned out. And you know what?
It looks brown.
It's purple. Huh. It is just very deep purple. That's how it turned out. And with that, why don't we wrap things up here, Micah, with this episode, Nintendo Pals, and then we'll jump over into the post show. Stay tuned, because those post shows are going to be available soon-ish in a way to listen. But you can check out the post show for now over on Twitch. We do them right after we record the regular episode. Anyways, Micah, why don't you send us out with a closing remark?
Yeah, well, I guess let's end it with a happy Easter, y'all, and have an excellent weekend. Or a week following, depending on when you're listening.
Hilarious, Yokes.
Call it.
We'll talk to y'all next week.
How far I've fallen.